Hi everyone, about 2 weeks ago I did a video about the JC9, the so-called JC9. These are the 9 members who the grassroots movement momentum within the Labour Party had supported and given their backing to becoming members of the NEC, Labour's Rules Committee, or ruling body rather, and they all got elected, all 9 of them, which was sad for Eddie Izzard, but great for the 9 people who were elected, because Eddie Izzard came 10th. I said at the time this basically ensures that mandatory reselection comes back to Labour. I know about only half of my audience are from the UK, so if for anybody who's questioning what mandatory reselection is, just think Democratic primary. Just think that. And I saw an article on Twitter. Actually, it was on the Twitter machine, but it actually led to this from the Guardian: 3/4 of Labour delegates back reselection, says Momentum. Grassroots groups claims majority at party conference will support the proposals. This is the party conference that's happening Sunday through to Tuesday, I think it is, this week. So this is going to be one of the votes. The Guardian article says this: more than 3/4 of Labour delegates back Momentum proposals to make sitting MPs stand against rivals for reselection, plans that have caused some unease among senior Labour shadow ministers. And my blinds have just fell down, which is why I've suddenly gone shiny. I'm not going to put it back up. The grassroots group said the vast majority of delegates attending next week's Labour conference in Liverpool support the proposals for mandatory reselection, where MPs have to stand in open contests in order to run again for a seat, according to its polling. After polling more than 1,100 delegates from 450 local Labour parties, so it's quite a big poll, Momentum said that 77% were supportive of the proposals, with 17% opposed and 6% undecided. A Momentum petition backing the measures has gained more than 12,000 signatures in less than a week, but senior Labour politicians are understood to be cautious about the proposals, including Jeremy Corbyn loyalists in the shadow cabinet. I've got a feeling that I might just be trying to stop out of it as much as possible, and secretly they want mandatory reselection to come back. We'll go into that in a little bit. I just want to read the rest of this though. It's not the full article, but I do want to highlight this especially. Shadow Councillor John McDonnell has said he backs the current system of a trigger ballot, where MPs must lose the backing of local branches and affiliates before any reselection process is triggered. Quote, I think that worked quite effectively, but that will have to be a debate. I can't see it going through, but you never know on these occasions, he said last week. Momentum argues that an outdated rulebook is holding back new members, and this is what the part I want to get to. The party's national coordinator, Laura Parker, cited the example of Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, the 28-year-old Democratic nominee for Congress, stating that if she had been subject to Labour's restrictive, outdated rules, she would have been shut out. And that is very, very true. So just think about that. There are, obviously, I'm sure in the UK, some people who would be just as impressive, if not more so, given her latest, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's latest interview with Jake Tapper, which she fluffed. I've done a video about that. But we're bound to have people like that in this country. They're being stopped. They're being stopped from running. Mandatory reselection, put an end to that. Quote, there is an overwhelming desire at the grassroots for a radical democratisation of our party, and we ignore that desire at our peril, Parker said. If we can't make democracy work in Labour, we can't make it work in the rest of society, and we should start by getting our own house in order. Hear, hear. Laura Parker, hear. I just wanted to do a quick video on this because I did mention that it looks like mandatory reselection is going to come back. And it sure looks like it's almost 100% certain now that it's going to be voted through next week at this at the Labour Party conference, which is really bad news. I'm sorry, I can't help but laugh and smile about this thought. It's really bad news for people like Margaret Hodge and people like Chuka Umunna and people like Joan Ryan and many others who are centrists through and through, and Blairites through and through, who do not belong in this new Labour. They don't belong. They are not. See, this is the thing. As Miss Parker said there at the end, if we can't make democracy work in Labour, we can't make it work in the rest of society. What is the point of having MPs sitting in the House of Commons representing Labour if they're not actually going to vote and represent the people who voted for them? There was one instance, I've forgotten her name now. I think she's the MP for Vauxhall, if I remember right. She voted with the Tories against like 77% of her own constituency. That sort of thing is going to end if mandatory reselection goes through, and it's no wonder the Blairites are absolutely crapping themselves at the thought of this, because their days are numbered and they are going to get replaced, I think, very soon if they don't change their ways, with other people who will become politicians who actually represent the people that vote for them. What an absolutely radical thought that is. MPs that actually represent what the people that voted for them want. Imagine that. If you like this video and you want to see more, please subscribe and click the bell below. Independent media platforms like mine are being censored by giant media such as Facebook and Google, so we rely on you, our audience, to share our work and spread the word. If you can, please support us on Patreon. You can do it on my channel for as little as $1 a month, and every bit helps. We cannot do this without your support. Thanks very much for your support. It's really appreciated. Until next time, peace and take care.